Okay, so today, our last Monday of your 6th grade year, we are talking about rates. And a rate is a ratio, which we've already learned about ratios, that compares two different types of quantities or measurements. Okay? So a rate is a ratio, so something you're already familiar with. So go ahead and copy that down. That compares two different types of quantities or measurements. Okay, so you've got a rate and then you've got a unit rate. So I'll show you the difference. All right, we've got, so you know when you have a map and you can't have miles on a map because then your map would be too big. So instead of miles, you have inches. So let's say you have 3 inches equals 60 miles. See how that's a measurement? Okay? 3 inches equals 60 miles. You can't put 60 miles on a map. You just can't. So now what we're going to do is we're going to find our giant 1. So we need the greatest common factor of 3 and 60. So we need our giant 1. You might need your multiplication chart out for this one. Might make it easier. So, but always start with this number. So does 3 go into 60? Yeah, it does. So you know that that is your giant 1. So you divide by 3 over 3, and you get 1 over 20. Now 1 what? 1 inch equals 20 miles. Okay, so for every 1 inch on the map, it equals 20 miles. Okay, so this is a rate. The difference, so this one is a rate. Okay, that one's a rate when the top number is smaller than the bottom number. That's a rate. Now a unit rate is very helpful when you go to the store so you can figure out how much something, which one's a better buy. Okay, so now we're going to talk about a unit rate. Unit rate. And the difference is the little number will be on the bottom. So for example, if something costs $1.80, and we're talking, oh yeah, so something costs, and it's 4 ounces, we need to figure out how much 1 ounce is. Okay? So if something is $1.80, and you need to figure out how much 1 ounce is so you can see which one's a better buy. Because you have to go down to 1 to understand, oh, it's this much. So let's take a look at that. So once again, we need our giant 1. So 180 over 4. Remember, always start with the smaller number. So does 4 go into 180? Yep, it does. So we divide by 4 over 4, and it equals, so it's 45 cents for 1 ounce of whatever it is, peanut butter. Okay? So 45 cents for 1 ounce. Now, if you're comparing another item, like, so let's say this is a jar of peanut butter or something. So for 4 ounces of peanut butter, it's $1.80, but for 1 ounce, it's 45 cents. So you can compare another one. So let's try something that is $2.88. So $2. So now the peanut butter is $2.88 for 16 ounces. Okay, so we have to figure out which one's a better buy. So we're going to divide by, see if 16 goes into 288, and it does. So we divide by 16 over 16. Whoops, I should have changed color. Much easier to see our giant 1. Remember our giant 1 here, okay? All right, and then this comes up to 18 cents for 1 ounce. Which one's a better buy? The one that's 45 cents for 1 ounce or 18 cents for 1 ounce? This one's a better buy. It's a bigger jar of peanut butter, but it's a much better buy. You're saving like close to 30 cents for each ounce. So this one's a better buy. Okay, so hopefully you can see the difference there. All right, so the difference between rate and unit rate is simply unit rate, you always want 1 on the bottom. So the top number is always going to be bigger than the bottom number on unit rate. Rate is the top number is going to be smaller. Okay, let's try another one. And let's earn some money here. Okay, let's talk about some money. So you're going to earn $52 for 8 hours of work. Okay, so let's set that up. We have to figure out how much you earn for 1 hour of work. So let's set that up. Whoops, $52 for 8 hours. Okay, so once again, let's find our giant 1. Now 8 does go into 52, but not evenly. But remember, we're trying to get this to be 1, so we have to divide by 8. The bottom number has to be 1. Okay, so we divide by 8 over 8, and this equals for 1 hour. If we're to divide 8 into 52, and this is where you got to show your work, don't forget, no work, no credit. So 8 into 52 goes 6 times. 6 times 8 is 48. Subtract. And what do we add? Remember, it's been a while, but decimal, decimal, 0, bring your 0 down, and 8 into 40 is 5. So, how much do you make an hour? $6.50 per hour, which is not good. That's not even minimum wage anymore. So if somebody tries to tell you that's a good idea, tell them no thank you. All right? So you can use unit rate to compare things, to compare two quantities, like which is a better buy for your peanut butter. You can figure out how much you're making each hour. You can also figure out how fast you're driving, or let's say snowfall. Okay, we'll do one more. All right, we've got it snowed 12 inches in 4 hours. Okay, how much did it snow in 1 hour? Remember, the bottom number has to be 1. So this is inches, and this is hours. So, we have to make this a 1, so we have to divide by 4. Have to divide by 4, because this bottom one has to be 1. So 1 hour. That's what unit rate has in common, that this has to be a 1. Then 4 goes into 12 3 times. So 3 inches in 1 hour is how much it snowed. That's a lot of snow in an hour. It's a good bunch of snow. Okay. Any questions on unit rate? Meet us today at our Google Meets meeting, not our Zoom meeting. Apparently I got to start practicing Google Meets, and we'll talk about that.